Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so this is going to be a divine feminine focused reading. First off, I'm just going to get a card and see what the divine feminine's reflection on romantic love just split. So I'm going to read it. The energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplation of self and others. So remember, this twin journey, or whatever journey you find yourself on, this is about your reflection in another and what it means to you to experience that. You are first person in how you interact with your reality. And so for whatever reason, you're somebody who prioritizes this romantic love reflection as a tool for growth in your path. Romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. So remember, it's all about you getting to know yourself through the reflection of what you allow into your world or not. I'm going to get one more card, Divine Feminines, to see what it is we need to know. Thank you, Divine Creator, for bringing through the highest and most beneficial information. So we get joy in the 7th chakra. That's the connection to source. That's the bliss that you get when you connect to source. Remember, your person is not God's source in your life. They might be picture perfect as far as a counterpart could be on every level, but that does not mean they are source. And so keep connecting for your own stability, temperance, wholeness to your connection to source. And then remember that everything you experience or allow into your world is a reflection of where you're at. So 7th chakra, the energy of the crown chakra supports our feeling of being connected to a higher power and part of a larger whole. That gives you true belonging. And joy, the energy of joy activates our feelings of happiness and well-being and supports a high vibrational frequency in our being. So when you come into the proper alignment, click, you're joyful. Everything makes sense and the proper order of things. This is the order in the cosmos, I'm hearing. So let's see what this kind of order in the cosmos is doing for the connection intimately. Let's get the Erotic Tarot and see what the levels of intimacy are in this current alignment in the connections. Divine Feminines on the left, we got the High Priestess. 5 of candles in the connection space, twin flames, 2 of candles in the masculine, and Queen of Feather, Queen of Swords in the near future. So let's see. I'm going to start with the Queen of Swords in the near future, in the new future. Right. Remember, every moment is new. Okay, Queen of Swords. The Queen of Feathers is an advanced dominatrix who enjoys being a little intimidating. She plays seriously within a designated framework. Subordination is inevitable. She may lie down for her lover, but under no circumstances should her partners consider themselves in control. Her partners, whether top or bottom, can find themselves trapped in an intricate teasing web. She's naturally graceful and can be seriously playful when off duty. Okay, so I do get that this is a little bit of a developing negotiation of energy in the dynamics. So whether you're only telepathically connected or you're in communication or starting to deepen your relationship in the physical into commitment, this could be, you know, any level of intimacy that's ramping up where it is about this reflection of self in others. So remember, it's not simply objectification. Yes, you are creating your reality and it is about you coming into your own, but this is a bit of a pushy energy that I'm feeling to caution everyone to see the person as a real person, you know, and to really open up to the deep knowledge that they are experiencing love, growing love in this connection, and that you don't have to test so hard. You don't have to tease so hard. You don't have to forget that this is an interactive experience with a high level conscious romantic lover. And there is a bit of knowing the roles here, knowing that off-duty statement. She's playful when off-duty and can, you know, be a boss. There's a sweet spot in all of that, though. So I just feel like there is a beautiful opportunity to start dropping sarcasm, dropping testing, dropping guard, and remembering that we are both real people going through this, and we haven't been in total conscious awareness of the energies. This is where we remember that our hearts are soft in the middle of any facade, is what I'm getting, and that it's time to really keep it sorted about when we want to go into bedroom play, I'm hearing, versus real life, and how to start bringing some of the blending of worlds I just heard between the otherworldly chemistry and the everyday mundane existence. And I don't mean mundane in a way that is dismissive or downplaying. I mean the everyday activities versus this sacred realm that the two go into. There's a little bit of a negotiation of what that's going to look like now as these connections ground and become more real. So in the middle of the connection, we've got 5 of Candles, which is the 5 of Wands. So this is the connection space. Play fighting, competing for dominance, testing each other's limits you could make something out of this. So again, yes, there's a negotiation for dominance here. It's really interesting to me because there's a real masculine vibe in this queen energy, and it's both, really. It's this balancing act where there could be triggering, or we can find this harmonic resonance of the masculine and feminine polarities here. It's under negotiation right now. So play fighting. So watch for any kind of sparring or play fighting tendencies, and really get clear that you're becoming more of a master. You don't have to joust in a damaging way. Remember, that's a karmic motion. If you can be genuine and authentic and not need to have these competitions for dominance, feminines, I'm really getting, go into your femininity. That does not mean being pushover, but knowing exactly where you stand and what you are worth, so you don't have to test your masculine in those ways, so you can come into the safety of being feminine, and so your masculine can clearly come to the forefront in a way that they know they have success here. So this also implies that the masculines are getting used to coming into their true masculinity and not dominance per se. Dominance, or the shows of dominance, the displays of dominance, can be from an insecure place. So as this polarization becomes evident towards increased union, there is a letting go of anything that's contrived in the energy here. What are the masculines up to with the 2 of Flames? You've established a foothold. Your desires are within reach. A plan of action is now needed to strengthen your position. Don't shy away from requesting guidance on which path to take. Okay, instead of I just heard inflaming dominance or becoming more dominant just to have I'm seeing primates pounding their chest. Don't be afraid to ask for which path to take and guidance here. Ask your feminine what they want, what their ideas are at this stage. That is the sort of Taoist way where, you know, a good leader isn't even seen to be in leadership, because you are gathering appropriate information and it's round table, but you're taking leadership with that masculine. So this is stepping out of your comfort zone and not just defaulting to my way or the highway, but also admitting that there is room for improvement, room for growth, and room for collaboration. That's true leadership here. So yeah, no competing for dominance. It's about genuine leadership, authenticity here. And the feminines, non-action, high priestess. So I really am getting this, you know, feminines, you have to be aware that if you're coming into twin flame level connection, you are fully in your feminine like never before, and you can slide into that more and more comfortably and allow that femininity to come to the forefront and allow your masculine to become empowered masculine. So I don't know about you, but I have seen in my life where I have been incredibly in survival mode and in my masculine, and gradually over my time, I have become more and more feminine, and I see my counterpart becoming more and more masculine genuinely, and it's so deeply comforting, so beautiful, and so erotic too, because it just feels balanced. When we are in competition for masculine, feminine energy, when we don't truly have the embodiment of what, of polarization in an appropriate way, there are those hot and cold ghosting motions, the magnetic south-south, north-north, where we can't click. That's when we're in competition for who's masculine, who's feminine. So beyond the runner-chaser thing, we are talking about when these connections look like they're coming together and then boink, boink, because it's a competition for who's going to be feminine, who's going to be masculine. So really know your home base energy so that it can be done with grace, that it can be done with powerful leadership and flow from both. We have both within us. So handle your own energy that way, so you know yourself, so that when you come together, there can be a really beautiful dynamic struck between the two and it can click. So right now there might be some old energy templates where there's expectations that are still being cooled off of the dynamic. Yeah. Really do a meditation to see where your thoughts are, where your energy is, or where your conversations seem to be going right now. You know what's happening in your experience, everybody. And so really take these bits of information and cut the competition out and fall into love. I just heard that. Okay, let's get into what we can see. I've got 4 sets of cards here, and I'm going to shuffle. This is going to be what the DMs want right now. The next one's going to be what they would say about that. The third deck is going to be what do the divine feminines need to know about the divine masculines' sentiments and wishes. And the third one is going to be instructions on how to go further from each of these points. So things that we can do that will assist in coming towards union further. Thank you, Divine Creator. What are all of these energies that we need to see at this time? What can we give to the divine feminines regarding where the DMs are at right now? What needs to be illuminated? What actionables can be seen? Okay, masculines. What are the masculines wanting right now on the conscious mind regarding the connection? Kindness. They just want to keep showing up in these beautiful, sweet motions of kindness. What would they say about that? I don't want to lose you. So yeah, they've come to a bottom line, feminines, where you're just their person. What do you need to see illuminated about that? What you want is wanting you. Here's the wish fulfillment card. So remember that. Stop putting a destructive, warring energy in there and just drop into kindness. Meet your person in basic kindness and just see how much promise, how much potential unlocks if you can do that. What is the actionable for the feminines? Go into Hangman and meditate on exactly timing, yes and no, everything in your life that you're facing right now. Look at, does it align with what you say you're wanting or not? And get real, feminines. Like, really make these judgment calls. Everything in your life that you are currently experiencing, is it in alignment with what you want here? Your masculine doesn't want to lose you. They want to be in this kind, sweet spot with you. What you want is wanting you. Now, how does the rest of your life check out compared to that paradigm? What are the masculines conscious of regarding their divine counterpart right now? They are just thinking you are the sweetest, most beautiful, most perfect. They are smitten. Smitten. What would they say? The passion's growing. Ace of Wands. This is totally inspirational for their life. They're getting new ideas for abundance. They're getting new permission to live fully from the soul level. They're highly attracted to you. The sexual energy is ramping right up. So they are thinking nothing but good things about you, feminines. What do you need to see about this? Yeah, the Empress. You are the Empress, sitting pretty, I heard. So divine feminines, just trust. You've done all this work. Your masculines picking up what you're throwing down. They get it more than anyone, I want to say. But it's a fresh, brand new teenage love kind of vibe here. Like, no matter what age you are, this is like the masculines are saying to themselves, get real. Like, for real, I'm feeling this way after all this time about someone more than ever. It's sweeter, more mature, more lovely than even teenage crushes. Even, I heard just now, wet dreams in puberty. This is sweeter than that, feminines. So masculines might have even had wet dreams lately about you, you empresses, you. So that's really cool. And look at this. So reunion is coming in. Open up to being in this homecoming energy. What you want is wanting you. You're allowed to focus on union, reunion, to get, you know, in that motion where that's possible, where it's beneficial, where if that's what you want, you have full permission, feminines. It's superstitious to say, I want it, but oh, I'm just going to pretend that it's not going to happen just so I don't get my hopes up. That brings up an interesting place. Don't inflate falsities. Don't get manic and go for things prematurely or when they're not justified. You know when there's a speed wobble. You know when it feels legit and when it doesn't. So when you're in Empress energy, it should be feeling pretty darn like feasible. And allow that. If it is sincerely good feeling and not in a manic, overly inflated, contrived way, go with it. Let it just deeply fill your heart. What can we see the masculines are feeling on the heart space for these connections? Ten of Pentacles. This is the be-all end-all life partner. This is the everything in physical form. Pentacles are about the material realm. So this is all of the spiritual, emotional, everything being available here on every level, the passion. They see you as their Ten of Pentacles. This is long-term, like they've never glimpsed before. What would they say? Ace of Pentacles, this brand new beginning energy. They don't want to lose you. They want this new passionate beginning. They want it in the physical. They don't want this in the energetic realms anymore. What do the feminines need to know about this? Three of Pentacles, teamwork. Start thinking about more sincerely how this could come together in the 3D. What would you feel codependency free about doing as a team with your counterpart? Three of Pentacles, building towards this Ten of Pentacles. That's a beautiful invitation that we're getting from Spirit to really bring your list to the table of what you authentically want. Be honest. What do you want going forward, feminines? There was that homework recently to figure out what you want on a new level. What is the instruction? This is the third party heartache. This is anything that you've got in the way, any wedges, any beliefs, any other people, any karma on your side. This is get down to it. Let go of anything you're still hanging on to. Refine, purify, feminines. Release. I am hearing for some that your person will be releasing other partners once and for all. So whether they have been a player or in another relationship, your divine counterparts will be letting go of those other individuals or the need to be with other individuals. For some, I'm hearing there's going to be another cycle if you're not quite ready to go full in. If there's still healing to do on your side, you've got time. It will come back around. I'm hearing in a year. For those who are not ready to make the changes in your own life, it may still be another year before you see it reflected in a counterpart or your counterpart here coming back around. For some that you feel like you have nothing to clear on your side, but this person has still got other energies involved, you may be meeting someone else, I've just heard. So you may have a temporary person to deepen your emotional, mental, romantic concepts with before you're ready that way. So if your life looks open, no other partners, you've got no debt, no financial stuff going on, your career's dialed in, it might be that you get another more conscious lover coming in to learn a non-attachment in love before this person is ready to settle down kind of energy. But there's some kind of major releasing of third energies right now that you are meant to really take a good, honest, sincere look at, feminines, because your true counterpart, what you are manifesting, is this life partnership, and it is a beginning in the physical. So for many, it will be the person coming in physically offering something. I heard just now proposals, living together, financial decisions and planning, relationship deepening, dating, becoming exclusive, expressions of I love yous, all that kind of thing. However, if you are not feeling that that is rational at this point, or that it doesn't show up, it is literally a new energy cycle that is causing for whatever is still cluttering the energy to be released. And it's like a confident knowing that it must be done now. So for many who have been with me for a while, there's union readiness, but there are many always coming in on the journey. Remember, this is not a finite number. The 144,000 original karmic pathways are not finite numbers. They are like opening the karmic can of worms for humanity on those different trajectories. And so it will roll out until everybody on earth finds their twin flame kind of love. But it's going to be hundreds of years before most of humanity is at this place of safety and belief in love. So you're not going to miss out. If you are listening to this reading, you've come through this far, and you are on this spiritual path, you will come into union in this lifetime. I really, truly believe that. But that doesn't mean that you've done the work so far. You might have just woken up to it. So there's a whole spectrum of people that are on this, and this is a once and for all. One more layer of extra energy is being released. So don't fear that you're going to be left behind if you're not fully coming into union right now. It is a journey, and we come on that train at different stages, at different times in our incarnation, and not all of humanity is coming across the finish line at the same time. So just stay with it wherever you're at, Divine Feminines. Okay, what can we see for the heart space, the masculine's heart space for you, Divine Feminine? Empress! Empress, what would they say? I just want space. It did come out in the reverse, but I just want space. So what I'm getting is, because they see you as the Empress, good on your own, Queen of all queens, they now know that they want a spacious relationship. This is telling me they know that they don't have codependency with you. And instead of those old karmic pulls, like questioning if the love was here because you haven't acted and behaved in the way that karmic partners have, they now know that they prefer spacious relationships where we can truly be ourselves, where there's no fear, there's no jealousy, there's no concern that people are looking elsewhere. It's whole. Everybody's got what they need. You know, people only experiment with different you know, temptations, when they don't know themselves well enough to know if that's going to do it for them, if it's the be all end all. And so with you being an Empress, your counterpart now can relax into just being themselves, unfolding. It's like they've seen that their life container has grown to be safer, and they're just stretching out in this newfound safety, knowing they're protected, their heart is protected. This is one of the most beautiful energies. Even though it says I want space, it's this unfolding. It's the permission to just relax into love. Deep, deep, deep love. What do the feminines need to know here? What can be revealed? 3 of Cups in the reverse. So this is the true friendship. This is the true triumph that's going through these motions of evolution to this holy grail, that one exalted true love cup. So and I'm seeing divine feminines. You're going to be in leadership. Look at how these other feminines are cheersing this one that's made it. So you Empresses are going to be leading the way for your friend groups, communicating. So, you know, on this journey, a lot of times we're not energetically led to share a lot about our counterparts. It's kept in safekeeping under the surface. A lot of these connections are secret. On the down low, they've been hush, hush, and that's because they are so genuinely intimate. It's none of anybody else's business, and because they are so advanced in many ways, it's not something that can easily be shared. But as we understand these energetic rites of passage and we learn what truth is, we get that high priestess, be still and know energy. That's when we can legitimately start talking about these things and start communicating. I'm doing it out here on YouTube. Many of you are readers and psychic and in healing modalities, teaching, art, all of that. So it's coming through you, but that voice is going to be seen more and more affirmed as you come into the clarity through this rite of passage on your journey of becoming. You will be influencing others in positive ways, whereas before it was premature to share too much when you were in a developing stage with the awarenesses that you're getting on this journey. So there is what you don't quite see coming is that the time is near for you to celebrate these connections openly without fear of ridicule. We are coming into that. What is the instruction for the feminines? Yes, this feeling on the outside is ending. You're going, this also came in the reverse. So the end of separation. The 5 of crystals is the 5D. This is the energetic stuff coming into the physical. So, you know, there's all these people in the herd mentality, and then you, and the expression on her face is, wait a second, I've been feeling like the odd one out, the black sheep, the psychedelic sheep all my life, but wait a second, maybe I was preparing. Maybe I was more inside than I know. It's where you start realizing that, feminines, and understand. I always hear that bridge, like if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you too? Like you're the one that says, guys, bridge isn't healthy to jump off of right now. That's the kind of aha moment you're having here, where instead of just following the masses, you can actually influence by bringing in these very practical, grounded, love-filled awarenesses that you've learned as wisdom teachings on this journey. And so, yeah, your divine counterpart knows that you have your unique path in the world and they have theirs. And there's this full permission to let you do you in a way as well. I just want spaciousness in my life. I want this deep, deep sense of rest and peace is what they're getting on the heart space here as you come into your own. So they may, in all fairness here, they may ask you for some space, but I see divine feminines, there's still a deepening awareness of mission and influence and empowerment coming in your own right. So if your counterpart seems to ask for space, remember that we are on an energetic journey. And when we have the different stages, too intense, need space, into you, and friend zone, those are the shifts that happen within the connection that talk about the different phases of the energy between. So need space is when the person, they need to go into more of a karma clearing, deeper healing meditation, or stepping on to a higher life path. When someone asks for space, it's because they're taking accountability for doing what they must do. So it's always a good opportunity, if that's what's happening and reflected in your person, that you say, what do I need to do in kind? What do I need to do to come into my own? What can I do to clear karma, to heal, and to step onto my true path further? So if you're getting the reflection of needing space, or there's some kind of circumstance that's bringing in space, take it as a blessing in disguise for that reason, and give yourself full permission to go into deepening whatever you need to do. What is the desire of the masculines right now? To bravely go forward. What would they say? Seek professional advice. So I just heard a lot of financial planning, debt consolidation, major purchases. They are bravely venturing out on their own right now. This could be seeking guidance on divorce, legal matters, looking into more ethical business contracts, different things like that. The masculines are bravely going forward in their lives into uncharted territory, out of their comfort zone, but into leadership. They are going leap of faith. I heard out on a limb, but faith-based. So they know that this life towards you, towards union, towards their abundance, requires that they trailblaze. This is my card of trailblazing. So they are going for it. What do you need to know? Ace of Pentacles. This is going to be beneficial for your union. This new beginning in the physical. We already got the Ace of Pentacles for the masculines, the way that they are being drawn forward towards these connections, and they don't want it in the energetic realms anymore. So whatever your counterpart is doing right now regarding finances and investments and all of that, there is a brand new cycle that's emerging for the two of you. What is the instruction that you need to know? Yeah, it's progress. So whatever you can understand going forward, come out of the karmic disturbances, the codependent ways, specifically with money and with energetics leading the way. This is where everybody is mindful of long-term stability and not making decisions that are prematurely enmeshed, is what I'm hearing. So if your counterpart is making financial decisions or doing things that don't include you right now, understand that they have their own internal guidance that's setting them up in a sovereign way, and see it as progress. Just as the things that you're meant to be doing financially right now need to be in your highest and best interest. And I'm hearing you can't go wrong if you take care of the things right now with financial decisions that you need to. That is progressive, because when both are taking care of those kinds of things, it works in mysterious ways in combination. What are the masculines wishing towards these connections? Okay, they are wishing to know certain things. I hope you'll wait for me. So they do feel like they still have to make certain head over heart financial decisions or legal decisions, and they hope that you will wait for them and not get too upset about it. Hi, Harold. I'm recording over here, just letting you know. Yeah, they hope that Harold and my roommate came back. Remember that time I was in a park and I let somebody know? I wasn't just being rude to my roommate right now. Just so you know. She was smiling when I said that. So, okay, I hope you'll wait for me. They want you to understand that this, what they're doing right now, whatever it is, work circumstances, other relationships, financial considerations, that they do have their sights set on coming back together, and that they don't want you to leave them in your dust as you make some of the decisions going forward here. I'm hearing it's nothing personal. So see how just because we're sovereign, it's not at the expense of or negating the other one. There's a different kind of way of looking at things. Instead of being fully enmeshed, we don't have to be either or like that. It's foundational for connection when we take care of our own energy and we're accountable. So divine feminines, don't delude yourself that just because you're making independent decisions, or they are, that means that it's excluding. This is something that our herd mentality and survival templates have really had us hook, line, and sinker with, that we have to go all in, you know, and that really pulls down the potentials, because we're struggling to get higher once we do that. If we can all be as buoyant as possible and then see where that naturally has a free flow to connect while being in our wholeness, this is a really good model for relationship. Four of Chalices. So this is wishing on a star. I'm just getting like the love is coming to you. There's a dolphin bringing this cup of love. Keep wishing higher. Keep shooting for what you want to see realized. Just know the love is coming to you. Wish on a star. Dream big, I'm hearing. And don't hold back what you want to do, because it perfectly works together. Many of the heart wishes that you have, union and the other things that you may not see how it will work with union, they all work together. You are the common denominator. So all of those things are continuous to your manifestations. And so no matter what it is that's on your heart, it's not at odds. It's like eclectic manifesting. Feminines, you are bringing in all these different things at once as you become more who you are and how you see yourself more honestly. Let your divine counterpart have that spectrum existence as well, with what the things they are wishing to bring in, so that it's not limited to a group ego, that there is this exponential freedom to become who each really needs to be. What are the actions the masculines are taking at this time in their lives? They're having epiphanies about things that they didn't think were potentially possible in the past. They're like, just maybe, just maybe. And they are now seeing how things can move forward in really cool ways, because there is so much spaciousness, freedom, support, genuine connection. They do think all the things that they would be limited by in a karmic situation that they would not be able to do with someone, they're now seeing just maybe they might be able to do that with you. So yeah, they are thinking of doing some pretty audacious things right now, changing things up radically in their own lives, making decisions that maybe they've felt couldn't be made if they had a partner in the past. Timing, logistics, the things they think are cool, they're seeing how it could work with you. Their eyes are being open to how that could work with you. King of Cups, so divine feminines, there's a lot of love behind everything your counterpart is doing right now. They're maybe keeping it to themselves, but it will be seen in their actions over time, because they will continue to connect more and more deeply with you. It's all in the name of love right now, I heard. What can we see for, oh, there's the Ace of Pentacles for the third time. So focus on your new becoming right now. Many are coming out of karmic situations and having freedom, super deep freedom coming in. So yeah, really beautiful divine feminines. Keep focusing on your autonomous new beginning, the choices you need to make. Many are having karmic payout right now, have come through spiritual court or legal court or energetic reconciliation of energies. And so now you're going to have this brand new beginning, feminines, that is under your sovereign access for the first time probably in your whole life. You are claiming your freedom, and you can invest your energy and time and finances, whatever it may be, in the direction that is truly good for you for once. So don't rush to enmesh with your masculine before you fully understand what that is for you and what would be your preferences right now. What can we see for the masculine's actions towards the feminines. Okay, Mother of Wands, and gossip only hurts more. So they know you are their most attractive counterpart they've ever connected with. It is not because they don't find you incredibly beautiful, timeless, wise, spiritually embodied. They just feel right now that something in the mix would promote gossip if they fully celebrated this connection. So there are still politics that the masculines are leaving behind with some of the choices that they're making right now. So some of the things they're making are going to show karmic situations they are no longer aligned. They're past it, they've outgrown certain things. There's still some dust that needs to settle, and the masculines are saying it's not about you right now. They don't want to promote any kind of gossip with people who might be still hanging on. That could be in your scenario, so they might be sort of watching you up level through situations, feminines, and not wanting to be in the mix, giving you space so that you can just continue to complete karmic things. Or they might be also simultaneously aware of karmic scenarios in their lives that it's still, the coast isn't clear for these connections to come in, but they see you coming into your empowerment, and they want you to go through this rite of passage with flying colors like they are going through it. What do you need to have illuminated? Yeah, King of Pentacles, commitment is here. Commit deeply to yourself and your passage of becoming, your rite of becoming divine feminines. Keep with it. Become commitment within you. Become committed within you to what is good and right and true for your highest timeline, and just trust that when that happens, as that is continuing to happen, that your union is coming closer and closer. Divine timing. Stay the course. This is no longer unjust perseverance. This is the stage of the journey where divine feminines, you should be gaining the acknowledgement within yourself that you are truly starting to thrive and learning on all levels, consciously, emotionally, spiritually, in the physical. It's harmonious across all those dimensions. And that's when divine timing comes in, and you step into your highest, you arrive in your highest timelines. And then a new cycle has already begun, where you're going to start seeing this evidence of all of the hard work that you've been doing. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the masculines at this time? I just wish things were different. So they are learning gratitude that things are exactly the way they are on this journey and right at this place. So they are resisting this temptation to wish things were different, further ahead, regrets of the past. They're just saying, their soul is calling them to just say, wait a second, everything is indeed perfect the way it is if I have eyes to see it. But that's the challenge right now, is for them not getting stuck in the past or ahead of themselves and just seeing things for what it is. That's their biggest challenge. Prince of Wands in the reverse for feminines here. This means that there's a cooling of the passions or the ability to come forward right now, but it is serving a purpose. What do the feminines need for instructions? Yeah, going towards this 10 of Pentacles. Keep investing in the long term. You will have love come in, I just heard. Don't worry that you will miss out right now by focusing on what you need to. In time, it will be shown to you. I'm being drawn to the peacock here with its tail feathers closed. In time, the splendor will be revealed. But right now, it's like as soon as you turn and focus on your own path right now, you will see the miraculous display of splendor becoming. So yeah, your counterpart wishes things were different, wishes they could see how it would all turn out, but this is also their rite of becoming, so that they can experience what it feels like to heart wish fully for something and see that dream come true. This is the part of the journey where we are focusing on desiring the dream to come true rather than worrying it's not going to, or testing it as too good to be true. We're now allowing it, receiving it. We're in the receiving of it, the revelation of it. We're midway through the revelation of what we've been asking for. What is the solution for this challenge of not knowing? Secretly, they just want to know if you're going to choose them. So yeah, divine masculines, do you want to choose your feminine? There is no reason why your feminine would not choose you if you want to choose them. What you want is wanting you. So divine masculines are also going through this mirrored questioning whether you will choose them, as much as you're wondering that about your counterpart right now, feminines. So trust the energetic marker that says, will they choose me? If you are in the vicinity of considering whether this person is going to choose you as a life partner, I'm getting 100% yes, this person is considering that with you. Only a joint agreement will manifest that. So if for whatever reason you don't feel settled about this person being 100% the one for you, then you won't manifest it. Pay attention to that. It's not, there's a temptation to think that means that you're not worthy of this person. But be very cautious with that, because I think personally that when we have that, it's because this person isn't fully what we actually want, and that we're sort of deferring to the easy way out and trying to detoxify it within us instead of admitting that that person isn't giving us everything that we would feel worthy of. It's kind of a little bit of a reverse psychology or projection. So ask yourself, instead of always thinking that I have to be approved of externally, ask yourself if legitimately, just for a few, I'm not saying this is for the collective in general, there are a few that need to get real, that this person isn't what you want, that you're just in ego wanting to manufacture a relationship with this person, and that it's the best you've had, or the best you've seen, so you feel like you have to clamor and glom on to that particular person. I'm getting, for some, be real. Get real about that even this is not your ideal yet, and go back to letting go and opening up to this and then some. But for many, if you are truly knowing the revelations of how absolutely perfect for you this person actually is, in action, in deed, in speech, in everything, every regard, be real about that and trust. What is the action for the feminines? Get out of anxiety. So yeah, there are those two camps here. One, you are trying to force somebody who's not actually for you into convincing yourself that that's who you need to be with, flat out. That's your source of anxiety. For those who this resonates with, that does not mean you're not a twin flame or you won't find love. So get real about it. Stop hurting yourself by trying to make a square peg fit in a round hole. For others, drop the anxiety once and for all. You don't have to worry about what your person is thinking. If you know on your heart what is true, that's between you and the divine, and trust it. It is absolute 100% guaranteed. If your heart is actually knowing who your person is, you will manifest that specific person. Get out of your own way in that regard. The end of anxiety. So some are picking up on your person's anxiety, but it's a mirrored ricochet. So clear anything that's anxious in your own mind. Faulty logic, I just heard. So if you've got anxiety, it's always faulty logic. There's another way to see whatever is causing anxiety. There's another way to see. Sometimes we don't want to see what that alternative awareness is. Like in that example of a select few here, it's not your person. You have to be real about that. But it can just be your perception and the way you're looking at it, that your emotions are trying to steer you away from that pattern of thought, and that's your source of anxiety. So continue to clear it. If you're still stuck in karmic situations and not knowing how to get out of it, the anxiety might be that you're going to lose out. Self-love says you will not miss out on the love that's for you. You have all the time you need, and just stay with karma clearing, healing, stepping onto your higher path. You won't step onto your higher path fully until you've healed and cleared karma. And that includes union. And it's not because it's a punishment, it's because that's when you know yourself well enough to actually access what would actually satiate or fulfill on that deepest level. So keep on it, everybody. It's a journey of mastery, because we're each meant to find this source of anxiety or freedom within us. We can't find it from anyone else. So for those who are thinking I'm being too general, that's because you're meant to be the specialist in you. I'm not meant to do that for you. I'm meant to read the energies and potentials in the collective, but not to tell you exactly how you're supposed to do it in your own right. I can go deeper in a personal reading, but that is you doing the work. You've asked for a personal reading. You're open to change. You're going to make your final decisions. I'm not responsible for your karma, even in a personal reading, but I can help bring out the potentials for your consideration. Anyways, I love personal readings because we do go very deep. So, yeah, anyways, let's see what the direction of the connections in the near future are. Overcoming the devil, and you are so very special. Please give me time. I've never felt this way before. So no matter what the deal breaker conditions have been, your person is realizing there is no one like you. You are their sunshine. They have never felt this way before. And I just heard they're shaking in their boots with excitement and with like shock and awe that they've actually found you. And you're in the container you're in, you're the person that you are. They have never met somebody so loving. This is that heart of gold energy, that your counterpart, the one you truly love, is loving you this much in return. Princess of Pentacles, there's that kindness again. This is the new dawn where kindness is what really matters, and you're going to be meeting each other in these repeated shows of simple kindness that create heaven on earth. Here we have the ascension. So divine feminines, just keep rising, keep being in unconditional love, keep allowing the love to flow, keep allowing for the open potentiality. Don't make choices that stunt growth at this time. Okay, let's see. I'm actually going to get an inner child or a tarot for kids card for the masculines who may have watched. Emperor and the best friends. So there is a deepening of this friendship and more than friends energy. This awareness is dawning on you more and more and more and more, how spiritual, how energetic, how soul level this love is, and it truly does transcend any of the conditions or limitations of the physical. You are really truly falling in love with your counterpart, and they are really truly in love with your soul. It's not about any of the surface things, not about what you can provide for them. It's not about how you look, how you perform. It's about your soul. And it's about high time you believe that, masculines. Let it sink in. This is your period of preparation through which you are letting it sink in that this is not just a best friend. It's not just a lover. This is a relationship that is all. It's all. It's full on, divine masculines. And it's because you have been, whether you know you're spiritual or not, it's because you've been deepening in these energies and opening your heart to the reality of your worthiness for love. So it is all sinking in right now. So just spend time in nature, I'm hearing. Spend time consciously allowing that. Let it sink in. And feminines, here's the reunion energy. So it's coming around. You're going to start seeing this unity conscious soul level recognition in everything in your life and in these unions. You also must be receptive to what you are desiring and to focus on seeing the places where you can have positive recognition, the wins, the gratitude. Put a gratitude journal together or just mental note to self. Let it in. Let all the beautiful, minute ways that this love is trying to appear to you in, and that will allow for the floodgates to open into a deepening of this love in the physical. Recognize and appreciate the love in everything that you're experiencing. And so if you're having trouble believing the hype of whatever your counterpart has said, ask for your eyes to be open to how that is no longer a conflict or an obstacle. I did this the other day. I seriously asked the divine to show me one of the deal breakers in my connection, because my counterpart is younger than I am, and that used to be an issue, and I asked to be shown why that's not an issue anymore from their perspective, and I was given a very belly laughing, giggling aha moment that kind of rocked my world, and realized that hasn't been an issue for quite a while, even though they said that at one point. And I could let it go fully. So everybody can take instruction from that, do it for your own, from your own scenario, and allow the truth to come in. Shift onto the timelines where none of those things are factors anymore that need to hold back the relationship. Do that work to shift the perspective and quantum leap out of any fear that anything outside of you, any circumstance, has power over what your heart is telling you is true. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.